We would be honored if you would join us.
Does put a smile on my face.
Okay. Hey everybody, it's JD and I'm here doing a video on Tony Sanders' 250 subscriber contest. And it's pretty much show 25 covers. It's as basic can be. Like, comment, and everything else, of course, there. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to show you 24 covers. Not by the same artist, but the same theme. I think this should qualify. If not, I'll ask Tony. If he tells me I have to do another one, I'll do another one. But I'm just going to do some women in comics right now. Women on comic covers. Today, all the way back, not too far back, but some other ones. But I'll have 24, and one will be kind of cut in at the end, and it's an original. I'll just wait for that. Okay, so first I'm going to show you this one. This is my favorite Harley Quinn cover, and I don't really have that many Harley Quinn covers I like, but this is a more recent one. This is the variant cover for Suicide Squad 47. This is, of course, an art germ. Stanley Lau did another great job. Here's a Frank Cho, Silver Sable, Spider-Man number 799, Frank Cho. Then we do some Venomized Hella. Beautiful Venomized. And beautiful Venomized Mary Jane, Joe Cajone's cover. Speaking of Mary Jane, the time she donned the spider outfit, right there. We have some really nice Miss Marvel. And one thing about what Conway and Colin love to do is they love to tear off Miss Marvel's clothes, Carol's clothes at that point. And a Thor, because I always throw a Thor in there. This is not us as anybody. This is known as the Headlights cover. It's actually, you can look that up and you just enjoy that while you can. There you go. Now my two favorite women in comics are She-Hulk. I'm going to go through a little bit, 5 covers of hers. So She-Hulk, this is the first appearance of her. Stan Lee. This is the last Stan Lee story I believe he did. At least one time. Of course, the cover is by my guy, John Buscema, who I was going to feature in this, but I decided if Tony Sanders says this is okay, then we'll stick with this. If not, I was going to do 25 John Buscema covers. After that series ended, Savage She-Hulk, then she became Sensational. And the cover of Sensational has a copy of Savage She-Hulk there, and it says on there, okay, now's your second chance. If you don't buy my book this time, I'm going to rip up all your X-Men. Now, in this series, there are a lot of great covers of She-Hulk in here. Actually, it's the best. Sensational She-Hulk, all 60 issues. I think you just got to look at the covers. They're all great. My goal is to definitely complete that series. Don't have a lot of them, but I do have number 60, which is the last one. And it says, okay, kids, we had a deal. It's got a picture of the first Sensational She-Hulk as well as the first Savage She-Hulk. And she says, now hand over those X-Men comics. And I believe she's talking to you, Reggie. Here's the Greg Horn, what I call the best drawn She-Hulk ever. When I told Greg, I'm like, there's people that can draw women. Obviously Hughes, Campbell, Frank Cho is a good example. Michael Turner. And then there's Greg Horn. And I love the way Greg Horn does She-Hulk. And there's issue number 100 of that one. That was the Savage Sensational She-Hulk. So this was She-Hulk, and this was the 100th, the Savage there, and the Sensational She-Hulk. My second favorite is going to be Elektra. Now, I'm waiting for my Daredevil 168 first appearance back from CGC. I don't know what I'm getting, but I'm hopefully it's at least a 992. It's with a bunch of other books that my friend of mine wanted to submit off for me. We actually bought this one at a con, and we shipped it off. We dropped it off at the con. It's one of the first times I ever did that. And I should have done modern, but we decided to just pack them all together, and we did the cheap one. So maybe Christmas, we don't know. But my favorite covers of that time was the Frank Miller run. We'll start with those early. So Elektra first appears in 168. One of the great ones is 179. Here it is. This is my Western pen collection edition. You'll see that there. And I talked about pedigrees a few times. And if anybody wants to, maybe I'll do a video on pedigrees I collect. I collect two specific ones, Western Penn and Savannah. Mostly known for their white pages. Most of them are going to be great condition. Most pedigrees, unless it's a personal collection. Some of those aren't great. This probably could have used a press at the time for a higher grade. It's not a very popular, very high-end book by any means. It's just a great Frank Miller cover. Actually, I thought this was the best cover of the bunch. It's just so much involved with that. Then this is obviously known as the death of Elektra in 181. But don't worry, half a year is in January of the following year, she returns. Some more Elektra here. We have here some the first owned series in 1986. This is the first cover done in 1986 by Bill Sienkiewicz, and we're going to get to him in a little bit too. Then in 1987 there was another February of 87 or 87, 97. Sorry, yeah, that wouldn't make sense. February of 97, there was this little Elektra run that I kind of thought was cool. I just like this cover, number 4. It's got Doctor Strange, and look at Elektra right down there. Really well done. More Bill Sienkiewicz here. This is a signed copy of the Elektra number 1, the now version. That's Bill Sienkiewicz. Well, that's a facsimile signature there, and there's his actual signature right there. Another signed comic by Bill Sienkiewicz. Then I've decided to just show a few great covers here. This is the great Elektra cover here. It's another Elektra one. By the way, the one from 97 with Doctor Strange, that was Mike Deodato Jr. I apologize. Here's some Del Mundo. Just a great job on this cover. Just grab a look at that. That's just a nice cover. Before that, then there was these painted covers, and there's two I want to show. Nogari's, which is just, I'm not even going to, you could just look up this right here. But then, actually, I've been told that Mike Mayhew did this, and I've seen contrary, but I believe Mike Mayhew was responsible for that. So, there's my 24 covers. Oh, stay tuned for number 25. It's coming right now. Everybody, I'm sorry, this might be really quick right now. I promised some great original art right now. And before I show it to you right now, my friend says negotiating all this stuff for this big-time online auction. I don't even know the name of the auction house. I think it's Comic Link. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, he's giving me this thing for about 5 minutes, not even to show you. So I might as well show it to you right now. This is another cover right here. This is Daredevil number 175. This is the original Frank Miller and... I really not allowed to touch it too much because they're about to come up. They're negotiating like 8.5 Journey to Mystery 83s and 6 and 7 AF-15s right now. But yeah, that's a piece of original art. Maybe I can get a piece of original art from him. He's got a ton. Actually, yeah. All right. There you go. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.